What's happening, 51, sweet dude?
Scar.
It's all good, man. We are a 8-2 football team. We got a good basketball team. I went down to Joe Louis and or to Little Caesars there, and I saw them play. And we got a lot of things happening. How you doing, man?
I could not be better right now. Not be better, man. Things are great.
Talk about recruiting, man. 2044, man.
We have a new recruit. Might be the best recruit we've ever had. Kid out of Michigan. He's only 19 inches, 20 inches now. Weighs about 7 pounds. But this kid is going to be a stud. It's my grandson, my very first grandchild. He was born last Thursday. And, man, I'm telling you, life has changed course like that. And you see a grandbaby and all you can do is stare at pictures of them or try to get over to your daughter's house and your son-in-law's house to play with the baby. We couldn't be happier. The kid is he's perfect.
I'm happy for you, man. I know there was a little Michigan football in that crib bouncing around somewhere, man.
Well, see, my daughter and son-in-law are Alabama grads, so we have a recruiting battle already going on. I want them to go to Michigan. They're going to be pulling for Tuscaloosa. But, Grandpa wins out. Come on, let's be honest.
A couple of things before we get into Northwestern. I want to talk about Tommy Carr. Staying on the recruiting. Tommy Carr.
Yeah.
We both know Grandpa. Grandpa was an assistant when we played, and you had him as a coordinator, actually, for a little bit. Lloyd, we love Lloyd. I love Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, we know that I know the pops, Jason, Lloyd's son, when he was a young kid bouncing around the locker room when we were playing, young 10, 12-year-old kid, whatever the hell he was. But I coached against Jason when he was at Catholic Central.
Oh, really?
I was at Ipsy. Jason was a hell of a quarterback at CC. And then went to Michigan, and he played some. And but I got to know Jason too when he was coaching because he worked up with Mike DeBoard. Mike DeBoard got hired at Central. Jason was recruiting my school every year, so I know Jason well. And I'm just happy as hell. CJ is good. CJ is an accurate laser beam 5-star. He is playing like a 5-star in my opinion.
Go ahead. They're doing really well, and he didn't start out the season as good. There was a lot of talk. It was his first year starting, and they had those 2 early losses, and things didn't go quite according to plan. But between the running game coming along, they got Love, that running back, who's a great running back, which takes some pressure off your quarterback. The schedule got a little bit easier. They did beat SC, and he's doing really well for a first-year starter. And they're going to be in the playoffs, barring some, lame stub of the toe here at the end of the season. But yeah, doing really well. And I was happy to hear this flip from. I guess he was committed to Miami, Ohio. But I'm happy as heck that he's coming here for sure. I'm a big, huge Lloyd Carr fan. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for Lloyd Carr, I would have never ended up in Michigan. He's the one that got me there.
Yeah, I love that whole Carr family. And I guess the reason I bring up CJ is, Bo was big on recruiting genetics, man, and bloodlines.
Sure.
My brother got recruited by Michigan, and and he was going to recruit me, and my brother played for Lloyd or Moeller, and anyway, I'm fired up. Okay, this kid, I think he was going to go to I was thinking that Jason was thinking, let's go to Miami, let's play early, and then then maybe transfer. But I seen his film, and when I watch CJ, I see accuracy. I want freaking accuracy before anything from my quarterback. Laser beam accuracy is number one on my list. So I've watched the kid, and he's athletic. He's an athletic kid. So you that's what we do not want to face, right, dude? We don't want to face, and we don't want to face a guy who's accurate, athletic, tough, smart, competitive, and that's what I see. So I'm fired up about him, and I'm gonna let you have your last thought. But I'm just happy that he's coming and he will compete.
Yeah, I was surprised that he flipped. And like you said, maybe listen, the way that NIL is right now and the way that the college landscape is, you can go anywhere, any school, even they're recruiting. Obviously, they've been recruiting not community college, but junior colleges, Division III, Division II. If you're doing well down there, you got an opportunity. So, but he believed in Michigan, and Michigan believed in him because they already have Bryce for another 2 years after this. They've got to recruit for next year. So, I think that Carr's looking at this as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to not get thrown in the fire right away, and then have an opportunity to play for 2 or 3 years as the starter.
Yeah. And I just think the more confident Sharon Moore had in having 2 ready, able, capable quarterbacks right now, we would run our quarterback more on predetermined runs.
Well,
that makes it more difficult for the defense. Anyway, that's it. We're fired up about him. I want to just quickly talk about Michigan basketball. I went and saw him play in person. I was on right at center court, 10 rows up. I love Dusty. He brought in a great group of talented players. Man, we have a full bench of players. We're better on defense, too. We're more athletic than we were last year. We won the game against Wake Forest. We struggled shooting it a little bit in the second half, but I love the talent. I think we have a little more overall talent. We got to get our point guard's got to be a little more consistent. But I just want to talk just quickly about him because I think we're going to be a lot better on defense, where we had some guys that were liabilities last year. I see a team that's going to defend, and we just got to be consistently scoring. We turn the ball over too damn much, but that's my quick thought on basketball. And you got any comment about the basketball?
Yeah, I mean, when they came out and played Oakland U and looked just as well oiled as you could possibly imagine, boy, I tell you, everybody who was watching that game thought, "Holy cow, this team competes for a national championship looking like that." But come down to earth a little bit, play a little bit tougher competition, and play on the road. Well, one on the road and neutral. But nonetheless, the turnovers have got to stop. But the athletic ability of a lot of this team is fun to watch. The 2 big guys, Lindenberg and Mara. Man, Mara is not only is he obviously 7 feet 3 tall, 7'3", he's got great touch on passes, and he's got great vision. He's finding guys that are cutting in the basket to the basket, and he's right there. He's passing these things in a phone booth, and they're accurate passes, making a lot of block shots. He makes things difficult for the opponents. They're a fun team. If they can cut down on those turnovers, they're going to win a lot of games.
All right, real quick, the Buckeyes are beatable. Their best win is at Illinois. Everybody blowing the Buckeyes. I ain't feeling it. That game is a toss-up game. I feel confident. We know the blueprint. We've done it 4 years in a row. We're going to do it again. I'm confident. Quarterback is damn good. That quarterback they have right there might be the best kid that we've faced because he's athletic.
Yeah.
The other guys weren't so as the kid last year wasn't as good a passer, but he was athletic. The guy before him was a good passer, but wasn't. This kid's a good athlete, but it's a winnable game. That's my only comment on the Buckeyes. My confidence is building as I look at any comment quickly on the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think you got to respect what they're doing. I mean, he's not throwing for huge numbers, but he's efficient, he's accurate, and he's spreading the ball around to a bunch of guys. Their running back is pretty good running. That's a freshman running back in that, Bo Jackson. The offensive line's blocking. This Sand is not making mistakes. And defensively, the only team to score a first half touchdown was Penn State. They scored 14 points in the second quarter. Nobody else has scored in the first half on them, a touchdown in the first half. I mean, you got to respect. This team is pretty well coached, and they're hitting on a lot of cylinders. Now, haven't really played anybody, right? And when they were in a little bit of a dogfight with Penn State, who had just fired their coach and working with an interim, they were in a little bit of a dogfight the first half. If we play a good game, a mistake-free game, we're going to be in it right to the end. Okay? Yeah. We play our best game, and I think we win.
That's right. Early weather report, cold, wet, nasty.
Give it to us.
Michigan weather.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Let's talk about this game at Wrigley. 5 turnovers. Fake punt. defense wins championships. That's what that tells you. You win a game there, you go there, you turn the ball over 5 times, you let them mess around with a fake punt on the damn near the 50. It's just our defense was not perfect, but you sure as hell ain't winning the game like that without a defense. So I'm going to just go real quick, and then, then I'll let you jump in. But, the field position, the condition was good. I was glad that it was a good fast track. We had a lot of Michigan people there that gave our players support. I thought our offensive line was good enough to win. Okay. I thought our tight ends, we played a lot of tight ends. A lot of those dudes are getting reps, 17, 83.
Fine. Yep. Marshall.
So we're getting guys healthy. We have depth at that position. Marshall, the running back, was outstanding, tough. And 24 will get in there and slam it in there, man. Make people miss. He has secured the damn football, right, dude? Or did he drop it once? He has not dropped it yet this year, right?
No.
Okay. So we got it. We got to have 2, man. And our receivers, Marsh is the real deal. Getting the third receiver is still the issue. Bryce has to play the rest of the year the way he played the first quarter Saturday. He was outstanding the first quarter, and then he made some mistakes. But that's really
I thought he played real well the first half. So if you can get
the first half.
I like to borrow this phrase from the guys at the Solid Verbal podcast. Winning is a skill. Okay. It's just like, putting a good effort in the weight room, or having good study habits, or having the ability to learn how to craft something or build something. Winning is a skill. This team isn't winning these games against Purdue, against Northwestern, possibly against Michigan State, if they didn't have that skill. The defense, 5 turnovers. First of all, I'm sure you heard that stat that no team has ever turned the ball over 5 times, got 0 turnovers from the other team, and won the game. 5 turnovers, -5 in the turnover margin, and still won. Defense, here's the field position and the results. And this is key. First fumble was at the Michigan 47. Northwestern got a field goal. Second one was at the Michigan 36. They got a field goal. The first interception, they returned it to the 6, so they got a touchdown. Interception number 2, punt. And the most crucial stand, fumble number 3, with 4 minutes left in the game. Northwestern's leading. The ball's at their 26. We were going to go in and score, and we fumbled. Defense holds them to a 3-and-out, and they punt. And then we get the ball back with the chance to win the game. Defense wins games, and they stood tall. They stood really tall.
Yeah, that's great stuff. And Wink has to have great game plans the rest of the way. I was so proud of that. And we heard Coach Moeller talk about the stat. The team that won the Big Ten every year when we were there for 20 years in a row was the team that led the league in defense versus the score. Who gives up the fewest points wins the Big Ten championship in them 20 years we were there. So we're playing. We were not perfect. There's some things we're going to point out. I'm wondering what the hell we're doing, but we found a way to get it done. So I'm damn happy with that. We got to get through Maryland mentally. We're going to talk about Maryland, but I want to see more predetermined quarterback run when we really need a first down. Now, we ran Bryce, and Chip did a good job on some of that stuff that they weren't. We're going to show it, that stuff that they weren't honoring. But Northwestern defensively, this guy's a damn good coach. Nothing easy. Nothing easy. When I look at – I'm going to finish here. When I look at the Northwestern coach compared to like the guy at Michigan State, I don't know where they are with money. Okay, I don't know which guy where they got $20 million, whatever the hell they're spending. But I would much rather play Michigan State's coach and what he's doing with his money and how he coaches his players compared to that guy at Northwestern. That guy at Northwestern, their offensive line was freaking good. They're coached. Anytime we had an adjustment that wasn't perfect, they exploited it. They found, some of our not perfect formations, and we'll look at the film, but I'm impressed with that guy as a coach. I'm impressed with the players they brought in. And if he gets a stack of money like these other guys, I don't know what he's going to do. But nothing was easy with them. And Chip did some things too, man. Chip did some things that helped our players. And we just, we players didn't we turned the damn ball over too much. There's some things we're going to see on that film that I thought Chip did some things to really help our players. And I thought he called a winning game. We just got to have a better quarterback play. Go ahead, your thoughts.
Regarding Northwestern, so you remember those defenses that Michigan State had under what's his name over at Pitt? Narduzzi. They ran quarters coverage, and the reason they run quarters coverage is because you can teach it. It's pretty basic rules, and you rep the hell out of it. And if you do, you become a really tough defense to go against. Well, that's what Northwestern's running, is that quarters defense. And what you'll see on the film is how disciplined their players are. They know exactly where they're going. He's got some great blitzes from that quarters look. He messes with the offensive line's blocking. And then you get guys like this Fitzpatrick in the secondary who learns from his mistake. We threw a play action pass to McCulley that would have gone for a touchdown if not for that shoestring tackle. Well, the safety on that bit on the play action really bad. Well, then on the second interception, same exact play, you'll see that safety's like, not this time. And he stood there waiting for Bryce to throw that post pattern, and he jumped up and picked it off. They're a smart defense, and I love the way that they came out and played. They didn't play like a 5-14. No. They played like a team that was going to win the game. And you got to give them all the credit in the world. I really like what they did. Really like what they're doing. That Braun's going to have a bright future ahead. Like you said, if they get some NIL money, and they're in Chicago, they should have plenty of money to go around.
Yeah, new facility. They could beat Illinois in the final, but I was kind of concerned. You never know about the bye week. That week off? How are you going to snap? Are you going to punch? Are you going to fight? Are you going to tackle? You wonder. You want to get guys healthy. But we were a team ready to play and fight, and that's something I always worry about. How our coaches deal with that. But
they look good coming out of the bye. I thought they looked a lot crisper. Certainly Bryce did. I mean, he had some of his best play in the first half and into the third quarter, and then on the last drive of the game. Some mistakes, obviously, has something to do with being young, has something to do with Northwestern. Sometimes you're just not seeing the defender, or you're only reading one guy. Nonetheless, he looked better, and I think that bye week helped him.
Yeah, the interceptions seem to be coming over the middle of the field. A lot of his problems. So the coaches have to research that and find a way to help your player. That's on coaching, man. Okay, well that game is over and done. It's a damn good win. Our players were ready. That team went to Penn State and won. So Northwestern is in the back news. It's in the back rearview mirror, and we're moving on to Maryland. Mentally, you've got. I win a lot of money betting senior days. So you got Maryland going to have their senior day. Can you hear me there? Is it locked up? What the heck happened? Are you there? Oh, boy. I think I lost Dew. I'm going to try to get him back here. Dew, what happened there?
Oh, man, and just lost signal and did the little thinking wheel, and then it just.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you're back. You took a shot, but you're back in the game. Dewar's back. Anyway, Maryland. I've won a lot of money betting on senior days. I'm telling you right now, you bettors out there, you played in senior day, your last home game, it matters. Think about it. Bookies know about it too, but we're going down there for their senior day. Now, listen, Mike Loxley had Washington up. They were beating Washington by 20 and found a way to lose the game. They were beating Nebraska good at home and found a way to lose the game. They were beating UCLA. They were in good shape, went 4,000 miles and found a way to lose the game. He's got a freshman quarterback. He's got some good players. The freshman quarterback is like the kid at Michigan State. He's capable of being phenomenal, athletic, accurate, but he's also capable of making the mistake. Hopefully we get the guy that'll make a couple freshman mistakes, maybe put the ball on the ground. But Loxley's got players. He's got athletes. He's got some decent coaches. I think we have better players.
We do.
It's a game that, we gotta live in a 1 week tight compartment and not think about the following week. We'll do that. Our players are mentally tough enough to do that, and we'll be bunkered in. And but it's a game that not a joke team. They found a way to piss it away against other people, but we're a 13.5-point favorite. But we got to find a way to win the football game, get it done with.
We have been playing playoff single game elimination since the USC loss. Michigan has no alternative. You have to win if you want to get in the playoffs, and it's been that way since, again, after the SC loss. Maryland needs 2 more wins to become bowl eligible. They're 4-6 right now. They have to win out. Okay, and like you said, senior day and the chance to make a bowl game. They do have a freshman quarterback. He's okay. He doesn't throw for a ton of yards. He's only got maybe 13 touchdowns, I think it is, and 7 interceptions, 6.15 yards per pass attempt. But again, I think I mentioned this before. That guy's only been sacked 3 times all year. So that says something either about him or his line, his ability to get away from the rush. They're just, Michigan does have better talent. They have it on both sides of the ball. But we had more talent than Northwestern. We had more talent than Purdue. We had more talent than Michigan State. And we were kind of in a dogfight with those because we're playing a lot of young guys and, just haven't found the rhythm yet. Michigan needs to find that rhythm. This is a great game to start really getting some confidence in what you're doing. And Bryce getting confidence in the RPO game, play action game, and as you said, maybe some more runs. I think I've never subscribed to this theory that a team holds off plays for Ohio State.
Yeah.
But I think maybe we're holding off some plays, quarterback run type plays for Ohio State. They don't want to get him hurt beforehand, so let's just wait. They got it in the bag. They ran that zone read, keep, and I believe that they were that Bryce wanted to keep that ball on the fumble with Kuzdal on that 4th and 1. Bryce was going to pull it and go, but he put the ball way up here. So there's some quarterback design runs in there. We haven't seen quarterback power in I don't know how long. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
They rely too much on their freshman quarterback. They don't have all the tools. But again, neither did Northwestern and neither did Purdue, and we were in a dogfight. So we're going to be in a dogfight unless we really play a super clean game.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator is been around. He's good. He's fired a lot of defensive coordinators since he's been there. I don't know that he's had anybody more than 2 years, but their scheme is very similar to us. So I watched Maryland play 3-4 times this year. Very similar scheme, philosophy, structure. So our offensive players should know how to do it. Pep Hamilton is the offensive coordinator. Yeah. He was at Michigan under Jim. They're a spread team. You don't see a lot of tight ends in their game, fullback type stuff. But we'll have a lot of Michigan fans there. They will not be a sold out Maryland crowd. They've already kind of thrown the towel in there, so we should have damn near as many fans, I'm guessing, as them. We got a lot of Michigan fans in that area that will travel, but I feel good about it. Got to get your mind focused on a 1 week tight mental preparation. Focus on the Terps, and that's my final thought on that. Anything else?
No, just it's playoff football. We've been playing playoff football now for weeks, and it continues this week. You can't look past anybody. You have to get everything. This game is the most important game by far.
Yeah. All right, dude, we're going to work over to the film. And let's see how we're looking here. Is it showing up?
It's that. There we go. Yep. Now it is.
Okay. First play of the game. You got something marked here.
Yeah. So watch this defender get hands on that releasing wide receiver, tight end. He reroutes him and screws up the timing. I really want Michigan to do that. We're not doing it, and we're going to watch some guys against us fly straight down the field unmolested for a big gain.
Yeah. I was really impressed with how fast their safeties read run or pass,
Yep.
and how fast they run support once they recognize run. Here you go. 1st and 10.
Yep. Talk about some exotic pressure. Watch where they're coming from.
I'll rewind this back. Yeah, you got to believe we saw this from them, but they do a good job of not showing it. Look at these linebackers.
That's
dude.
the
They're
thing.
not tipping nothing. You got a couple.
Nope.
Yeah, you got philosophies as a defensive coach. Sometimes you show it and you get out of it. Sometimes you don't show it and you bring it. I was more of a not show it guy. That was my philosophy as a coach. Wink is showing. He's doing both, but this is what they're doing here.
This is a great blitz, and it gets, the pressure on the left side gets in, got a guy flying in from the right side, just no chance.
Yeah. Not good for us, good for them. Short stuff, we did a decent job with that. Marsh is the real deal. We recruited a stud here. Talk to us, dude. 3rd and 5. What's the formation? Yeah. We're motioning out to 3 and 1. 3 and 1. I always look, we're looking at formation. 3 and 1, back set to our left. Talk to us.
I don't think we run the drag enough. Ohio State lives off the drag. I mean, they literally run probably 5 times a game. And I would like to see us employ it more. And that was a great call for an easy first down.
As a player and coach, wheel route is a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain versus zone. It's a pain versus man. And a lot of times when I saw this, I'm thinking a lot of times defenses adjust by formation. So not so much who's in the backfield, but we motioned from here. And then we were in a, we had 2 receivers up here. So they have one adjustment. And now we motion them to the backfield. Okay. And sometimes that causes problems. But I like this from Chip. That we have this is how you help your quarterback. People always want to blame the quarterback, or this is how you help him with. We created some confusion. We get a nice route. We get separation. We got a fast guy running up the sideline, and there's separation. That's an easy throw. Those are ways to help your quarterback with scheme, with motion, with put them in. Go. What are you seeing here?
So if you look at the original play, you're going to watch Bryce stare down that safety that I had circled. So that safety had to stick with the guy down the middle of the field. And then just at the very last second, Bryce turned his head towards Marsh and let it fly.
There you go.
That was a great setup with his eyes.
That's coaching. That's good. The little stuff, man. All right, what do we got here? 2nd and 7.
Yeah, they're bringing stuff. It's just delayed, and these guys just know where to go and what they can do and what their assignments are. And this guy waits, and as soon as he sees Bryce going to take off to the right, he comes flying up and makes a sure tackle.
Yeah,
they're good tackling team.
Yeah, they did a good job of boxing him in when they did bring pressure. We get the holding call there.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of I think that was a weak holding call that it's not like he grabbed his shirt. The guy was going down. Sprague had his butt kicked, the defender's butt kicked, and they bailed him out by calling a weak holding.
Yeah, this is he made the one that we really needed.
Yeah.
But let's move on here. Yeah.
Barham comes in for a kill shot instead of making a good, solid, fundamental tackle. That would have been no gain, and it would have been 4th down.
Yeah, I'm going to rewind. I'm going to when I go, let's take another look. Yeah, you're right. He's got to wrap. Yeah. All right, now do this. This is on the head coach. Okay. When a team decides to run a fake punt, that is not on the special team coach. The special team coach does not make that call to run a fake punt. That's the head coach.
Right.
Okay, it's the same thing on defense. This is not a defensive coordinator decision. This is not a special team coach decision. This is a Sharon Moore decision. This was my decision as a head coach. Are we playing defense or are we going to try to return? Now, the ball's near the 50, but it's 4th and 1. It's not 4th and 3. All that matters. All of that matters. So I put this on Sharon Moore that, let's look at it and what they did.
Honestly, Jim, we defended that pretty well.
We did.
It's not like that guy got 3, 4, 5, 10 yards.
You're right. You're right.
We were there, and they just got a good push and got it just across the line.
There's little things that second time I looked at it, dude, these are 2 big fat tight ends. These ain't no gunners.
Right.
Okay. So you got to smell rats. When you're the special team coach, and these guys have 15 analysts seeing who comes in the game. This ain't no little defensive back out here as a gunner. They don't have a gunner in the game right there. I might call timeout if I'm coaching and get my defense on the field. I want Benny in there and some 300-pounders if they got 260-pound tight ends. These are 2 big tight ends right here, tight end. You know what I mean? So I get it. Our guys, the guys we had in the game, these are like tight ends and defensive back. These are little dudes in here that we have in there. So listen, you can't let it happen again. And if it was 4th and if it was 4th and 3 again, I would feel more comfortable with punt return on the game. So that's just my opinion on it. I'm gonna let it run, and you can give your final thought on it.
It's just a well-coached, well-executed play. They got to, they huddled up real quick, and then when they broke the huddle, they didn't take long to snap the ball. We weren't quite set. Sometimes you get got, man. Sometimes it goes their way. Yeah,
but that's like 6 turnovers. You put your defense on the field.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
All that stuff matters. So anyway, that's my take on it. I think we have to be better getting the right people in the game. Anyway, this was an RPO, and I thought this was a real tight window. We got to help. We got to help our court. I think it's high risk. Yeah, it was a completion, but sometimes you get a little fat and happy when you complete these because this was really close to getting picked.
Yep. That is a tight window, and honestly, I don't know if it wasn't the right read would be to give. It wouldn't have gained quite as many yards, but man, you're not putting ball in danger like that.
I've watched him in high school, and I was on the sideline watching Bryce in high school. He throws this great, and he's been doing it since high school. This bubble, like a laser beam, and that's something he does really well. And we got to continue to be a great bubble football team.
I agree with that, and this too, getting the tight ends involved.
Yeah, Marshall was good there. This is something new for this game, dude. I have not seen this. We're bringing a tight end who's got his hand at the line of scrimmage. And on the snap of the ball, he's going to kind of lead through, and it's an RPO deal. So it's a pump fake ISO. I'm going to go I'll go slow. It's a pump fake, like it's an isolation, RPO isolation with him, with him leading through. So these linebackers see a big tight end come up. This is a good scheme. And then we end up pulling it out and throwing the football. So I like that scheme right there. That is good conflict with seeing the big tight end lead through there.
Yeah.
Talk to us here, dude. What do you?
This edge defender plays it like you're supposed to play, and Bryce is reading him. But watch, he's square to the line of scrimmage. He closes that gap. Bryce is just a better athlete.
Yeah, that's the part of the equation when I was coaching. And the problem is, let me get this play back. The problem is you got a 265-pound, 80-pound kid there. What did I do? Yeah, let me get back up here. Anyway, you got the kid's a big defensive end, and Bryce is a little faster. So you put that guy in conflict. He's not going to be athletic enough to do that. So that's what we have to exploit, and we need more of that. And he's reading that mesh point, and Bryce sees it. And this is a good read by Bryce. His feet have to be a really factor to beat. Good read, and good. This is the athleticism we got to have, man. Secure the ball. Secure the ball. Here's Marsh making a play, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing for a young guy how well he's playing. This is, he uses his body to keep a little distance, got the arm out. Everybody does that. That's no penalty. But this ball is put in a perfect spot. And so he's got a really good connection with Marsh right now because he's not putting the ball in the same kind of perfect spot with McCulley as he is with Marsh. And that's just what happens. You just get to know a guy, and you get better feel for how fast he is and what kind of range he has and all of that. And that was a beautiful ball.
Yeah. We got to have a third receiver, though. When we put three receivers in the game with McCullough and Marsh, the third guy has to be a defended guy.
Listen, man, it needs to be a tight end.
Now maybe that's the best way for us is to have two tight ends and two. If it's if we're 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, maybe we're better off with two tight ends and two receivers. If the third guy is not on that level, you might be right.
But yeah, because you don't have a wide receiver, a true wide receiver that's the number 3 guy, but you got 3 or 4: Klein, Marshall, Tonelli, and if Hansen gets healthy, those are 4 wide receivers that can catch the ball. We need to employ them more, and I gotta believe we got to get the ball to them 2, 3, 4 times a game.
All right, let's take a look here. Do your job. You've got.
Yeah, watch that guy. He's really well disciplined. Turn the ball back into your defenders. He doesn't go flying across, over the nose of the ball. He stays out there. He makes sure that nothing gets outside of him. That's how well coached Northwestern is.
Yeah, we did better with this straight ahead stuff in short yardage. Wedge blocking. We do a good job with wedge blocking. We got stuffed later in the game.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward here. So, wedge blocking is, like I said, I think we've done good.
It should be, but look, he didn't get much of that goal line. He got enough.
Yeah. This is one of the adjustment things I'm looking at from Wink, and I look at how they've shifted over. I think number 9 does a good job here based on, they just got, we got a 1 technique here. So there's a B gap here. There's a gap here. There's a gap out here. They got a lot of dudes out here.
Right.
I don't like our adjustment from Wink, but I like the job Brandt does here. He's punching, and sometimes my position coach Milan, you know who he is. Sometimes there'll be a defense where he'll say you're just screwed. You got to defend here and you got to defend here, which is damn near impossible.
Yeah.
To be a 2-gap guy, and I think Brandt does a decent job in one of those defensive adjustments where your coach tells you, "Son, you're just screwed." He's not going to yell at you.
You know what? This is growth from Brandt, because what was he doing earlier in the year on every play, whether it was run or pass? he was running upfield, creating a lateral
Yeah.
seam. He's not doing that anymore.
Yeah. And Northwestern can block. These guys execute, man. Here's another adjustment. We've got a one technique. And here's another situation with, I think that's more, are you a C gap player? Are you a D gap player? Are they going to ask you to two gap? And they kind of rip us in here. It's too easy, man. I
thought we had that play defended pretty, as far as the gaps, we had it defended pretty well, but the safety, he has a gap too, and he was late.
Yeah.
And the backer.
Again, here's Northwestern OC. I just thought this guy did a good job of finding out how, they're looking at the picture upstairs. How are we adjusted? And I thought they did a good job. We got to, some of these formations, I don't like how we're adjusted. And we're getting knocked off the ball here. Man, we found a way, man. And I thought this guy's getting knocked off the ball a little bit. And, but they got something there, man. Look at this. Our linebacker has to read this quicker.
Yeah.
But they're still beating
Dom
us,
Nichols,
ripping us in there. That's too much.
Dom Nichols actually played that pretty well. Again, another guy who's young, not a lot of experience, had a tendency to get upfield. He played that pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're screwed up here. Let me pause it. I don't know what the hell we're in. What do we got here? You got two on the backside, and you've got guard. You got three big dudes here. Right? So we got an unbalanced formation. You got a guy and a back set over strong. You got a bunch of offense here. But our adjustment is screwed up. Somehow we're screwed up because look how we end up. Look how we're screwed up. We got a bunch of dudes over here, and we got nothing in here.
All right, the guy you just
somebody screwed up the adjustment.
Well, the guy you're pointing to, isn't that? I can't see. 33, Dom Nichols.
Yeah.
He did not know what he was doing on that play. He's an edge, and he's way out there. And that was the last play he played all game.
Okay, well, there you go, dude. That was a mental breakdown. He probably should have been back on that hook zone there. All right.
Yep. I just like watching these guys when they're doing their technique right.
Back.
And the safety here is running 2-to-1 or reading 2-to-1.
Yeah, he should have been sitting right in here instead of drifting out here. You got three defenders out here. He should have been in there. It's a mental breakdown.
On this play here, safety does a great job. 2-1. So I just like watching the safety's technique and what he's supposed to do. They cheated because that number 2 receiver just flat out blocked Zeke Berry. He didn't even attempt to make it look like a pick. He just blocked him. So
yeah,
good. I'm glad they called a penalty because that was going to be a touchdown otherwise. All right, look at that. He didn't even try. He just blasts right in.
Tonelli getting work. What do you got here, dude? Let's see.
Nobody's open, and this is lucky it didn't get – this could have been interception number 3 because nobody's open, and he chucked this up right when his hand's getting hit. And thank God Tonelli was there in the right area.
Yeah. I thought we're executing here. Let me pause it. It starts kind of late. We bring tackle over here. I'm always looking at formations. Okay, we got 3 big dudes here. Now we're screwing with them. I like it when our coaches give our players an advantage. Get them screwed up. Do something. Give them some crazy formations. We got 3 big dudes here. We're motioning an unbalanced formation, and we execute, but we have some advantages with adjustment. So unbalanced, we're executing it. Make them think, get them confused.
Good tough running by Jordan Marshall. Thank God we got that guy.
Play call, expect okay, I'm gonna take the lead on this because when you put plays in and trick plays in, you have to understand who you're going against because sometimes you don't run a reverse against a lazy, slow dude. You know what I mean? Because he's not gonna pursue on the backside. This kid here is not playing technique. See, I maybe we disagree because you're challenging the play call. Let me show you why I think this is a good call. But the kid, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Let's watch this guy. Let's watch this dude right here. When you put a play like this in, when Sharon and Chip put this play in, I understand it. It makes total sense. Because watch this kid. He gets a down block. Okay, Sprague is blocking down. What are you supposed to do when you see two dudes coming and you get a down block? You're supposed to either spill it or squeeze it. Am I right so far, Du?
You are, but they're running a blitz.
Okay.
Watch the safety at the 30-yard line.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me that because they're running a blitz.
This is a stunt all the way. This is go get him.
That's interesting because it's 1st and 10. This is why I was questioning this guy's technique because it's 1st and 10. And, you know, are you running? Why wouldn't you see? I understand that. I understand that argument. And you and I may or may not disagree. But at the same time, you know also that when you're running a blitz, are you going to just neglect all technique and say,
blocks it?
But what if he handed the ball to him? What if he gave the ball to him right now? He doesn't know that. This guy doesn't know that. He'd get his ass. He'd be single blocked, and he would lead through, and they'd rip him. I think it's one of those things where I wonder. I'm going to let you give. I think the guy had piss poor technique, and he's rewarded for it. But you think it's a blitz, huh?
Yep. Oh, it's 100% a blitz. The safety's coming. The backside linebacker's coming.
But at the same time, when you have blitzes where you have to still play your keys and reads while you're going through a blitz. Don't you agree with that?
The play side linebacker, the Sam backer, was scraping over the top. He was going to have contain. Now, if they gash you because you ran a blitz and they ran the ball, I just think it was – I'll tell you why I think it was a poor call if you want to pause this for a second.
Okay.
I just think it was a poorly timed call. We were moving the ball. We were rushing the ball. We had a good thing going on. I didn't think we needed to dip into a bag of tricks, especially when that trick is for Bryce to fake a handoff and then toss the ball up in the air as Marsh comes back around. I would have preferred we played that more vanilla and just gone right down their throats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If it worked, then it's a great play call. But when you're asking to flip the ball to somebody that's running and you can't, your back is to the defense, you don't know what the hell they're doing. Well, you get plays that end up in fumbles. And I didn't think we needed to run that play. I think we could have just played vanilla and just stuck with the game plan. And I think Sharon actually agreed with this sentiment because he had mentioned something about just a bad play.
Okay. All right. Let's
remember we used to have a big lick film playing outside the defensive room.
Oh yeah. It's a good job by Brandt though, containing it so he's able to make that play. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
A lot of guys involved there. Let's try to move along here.
Boom.
Yeah, it's good defense though, man. Finding a way to tight end, 3rd and 7, chuck the tight end. What do we got?
Yeah, so remember I pointed out at the beginning of the film that Northwestern's backers were getting hands on receivers, not giving free releases to tight ends. We allow free release to tight ends and split out tight ends all the time, and it drives me
and Mangum let them get inside position on him too.
Yeah.
You can't let them take an inside go on you.
And this is, this also goes to substitutions. We have more substitutions than anybody in the country. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Well, there's a downside to it. You playing guys has a downside. You want to develop depth, but there is a downside. I understand it as a coach, man. But then you're happy you did it when someone does get hurt, you got guys with experience.
Nobody open there. Take off. That's that's why you have Bryce. He's able to get that stuff.
All right, here we go. This is unbalanced. I like this, Chip, on 4. We got 4 dudes up here, 4 eligible players, And I really like the block of the young guy in there, Frazier. He's reading. He's got a big edge guy lined up outside him, but he has on the snap of the ball, he has to read it. Watch Frazier down here, left tackle. He's lined up outside, but on the snap of the ball, he doesn't know he's coming inside, and he walls him down inside. And I also think this, when you have a quarterback that's athletic and they have to honor it, I think this kid just honors it just enough to make little 190-pound Marsh block enough of them, because he has to kind of honor the quarterback a little bit. I still think that's the fake. I mean, I carry out the damn fake. Don't stand there. Anyway, that's a well executed play. I like the scheme. I mean, it's the guy's untouched. I like the scheme. I like the conflict we created with Mason, and Frazier did a great job walling this dude in there. We get this guy blocked with a little receiver, which ain't always easy. But that's a well executed formation conflict play.
Frazier did a great job. Fantastic blocking.
Yeah, now this kid's reading. This is he's reading the mesh point.
Yeah,
he does a terrible job.
Yep, you got to do your job, and sometimes you just forget. You think they're going to run this ball, they're not going to keep it with the quarterback. That was really well read by Bryce. Good pull, fooled everybody, and touchdown.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. We got to do more and more of that. Make them pay. Good read.
Oh,
good
no.
Stuff. That's Cade McNamara couldn't do that. JJ just enough to do it.
Well, they didn't want to run JJ like that, because without JJ, they're completely screwed. And that was a championship team.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to secure the damn football, man. Yeah, I hear you. She's making this call right away.
She hasn't seen anything. She can't possibly see anything right there. And then she looks in this giant pile and says again, yep, it's their ball. How can you can't even see the ball?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
This is a terrible call, man.
Sharon's, he's trying. He's right there, man. Oh, boy. Anyway, sudden change, baby. Get back on the field. Suck it up, defense. Suck it up. Mental toughness. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't like that adjustment either. Got about 8-10 more plays.
Good.
Let's kind of get through here. Anyway, nothing but field goals, dude. Nothing but field goals, baby. Look at that, 9 points. I mean, look where we are in this football game. They got 9 points, and we're at 5:32 in the third quarter. Okay, and we've been on the field how many times? Sudden change. Let's take a look at this route. Yeah, well, there's a seam there. We caught him. We got the right route. He's reading it right. He's reading this one right.
We run this play a lot. He's getting really good at it, and I love how the receiver sits right down where he's supposed to. Perfectly executed.
Yeah, you're right. You see that. I see that a lot with our guys, dude, downfield.
Yeah, that's it's been called. We've had a team we played recently that got called for it. Maybe it was last week even, 2 weeks ago. We just got to be smart. It's tough when you're running an RPO because you got to block like it's running too. I mean,
I know. And I'd say the refs are pretty damn lenient with that play.
Yeah, they are.
I don't like this. These guys they got an overloaded defense here. Sometimes you got to get out of it, man. We got no chance. They got a lot of. You think you see a cutback here?
Well, you got to pull and guard.
You're right.
It's a down G. It's the pulling guard is kicking.
No, you're right.
You got to run off his butt.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to come inside. Yeah, I don't know what he's seeing. Let's move along here. Anyway, nice catch. Here we go. Get hands on him. Yeah, you're big. You're seeing it do. We got to do a better job helping this secondary. You got to.
It's a free release. Jeez, oh Pete, man.
Yeah, it comes to a point you wonder if these guys don't. Is he's not taking the guy out of the game?
No.
So yeah, you're right. Smash him up, man. Disrupt his route. Help the guys deep. It's so easy to jam a guy and still play run. It's not hard to do.
And we had this against Purdue too after we scored and kind of took the lead and looked like it was going to be all right. This is where it breaks open, and then we give up a big, long, sustained scoring drive. It's kind of deflating.
All right, here's 3rd and 9. You're seeing a lot of guys up.
Ton of guys up there.
Yeah, they got they're creating confusion.
Well, they got so many guys up there. He can't see very well, and he's getting rushed, and he just chucks it up there. He doesn't even see that defender.
Yeah,
that's a killer.
Coach has got to help him too.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to help the young quarterback, man. Find out what he can do, what he can't do. We don't block that good at all.
He's just not seeing everybody out there that's defending it, which is, this is something you learn from. He's going to learn, hey, I just can't chuck it up there when I'm feeling this pressure. If I got to take a sack, I can take the sack, but I can't give up an interception that runs it down to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, I don't like this. This here. Let me look. Oh, I got a question mark against this. What do we got? Guard, tackle, tight end, back, fullback set, strong, pistol formation. I don't know if we got enough defense here to our left. Here's a one technique getting waxed. He's inside the tight end. So he's playing, and he works outside. So it's all about gaps. This guy's getting waxed. This guy's working outside. He should probably be in that C gap. It's just that can't be how it's designed, Do?
Mm-hmm.
Not a 7-yard run on the goal line.
That was a tough spot for the defense to be in again, Yeah. But they stood tall there. They think about that. They scored that 2-point conversion, and the kick that we kick at the end is only to tie the game. So,
yeah. Let's run this back. 2nd and 6. We've got 3 at the top, 3 and 1. They got a lot of defense here, but we block it. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, it's kind of an RP. Good job by the offensive line picking up that stunt. They run a little twist down here, and our guys pick it up. Sprague. Yeah, so that's good job by the offensive line picking up that little stunt. Got 3 more plays. I'm not sure you there, Du?
Yep, I'm here, buddy. This is a great play.
You got a heck of a play by this kid. What's he doing?
Yeah. Oh, so that was the play action pass that earlier in the game we hit McCulley on a slant, a post pattern that went big. Same exact play action pass. This guy sits there and he's like, I've seen this before, and he hops up and picked that off. That's this is the difference between an experienced defender and a freshman quarterback.
Yeah. All right, 2 more, and then we're done. Let's see here. It's we got to win the football game. It's 3rd and 10, and then this is there's your seat. You know, it's a big. That's the play of the game right there. Everybody saw that. That's why you recruit great players, and
it's such
they
a
both made a play.
You know, it's a hard enough throw. He's running to his left, throw to his right, but this catch is ridiculous. That is a pro catch. That's 2 feet in bounds. What control? Oh man, he's so good.
All right, dude. You know, it looks like an easy shot, but an easy kick. But you know, you got to have your long snapper and your holder and your kicker. It's all got to, and you got to protect. We've all seen it so many times. And
he's already missed 2 field goals today.
Yeah. So found a way to win. Not perfect, and we're moving along.
Yeah. Winning is a skill.
Get our mind right.
Is a skill.
Yeah, get our mind right. I think we got guys healthy. You know, it's good to see some of the bodies back. It was good to see Barham back, and Rolder looked like, you know, they weren't playing timid. I was looking because I know what it is to play the whole damn year busted up. Just because you're in the game don't mean you're healthy. You know, everybody's got stuff now. Everybody's got a neck, a shoulder, an elbow, something. Everybody's playing with something. It's just a bunch of how much are you playing with? And Rolder and Barham were fine in there. Hopefully we can get them. You can get them some reps. Give other guys reps against Maryland. But that was encouraging.
To win, winning is a skill, and
in
spite of 5 turnovers, the team found a way to pull it out. And Bryce had 2 bad interceptions, and when the chips were on the table, he throws a really athletic pass to Marsh, who makes a great catch. And then Zavada, after missing 2 field goals, and has not been the same Zavada we're used to this year, boots that thing right out of the stadium. I take a lot of positives from a team not playing their best game and still winning, especially on the road, especially with all these freshmen we're playing and redshirt freshmen. I'm encouraged. People complain, man. There's all complaining online. Oh, Sharon this and Bryce that and this guy that. Listen, man, they are 8-2. This team last year wouldn't have been 8-2, and they had 2 first-round draft picks at defensive tackle and what would have been a first-round draft pick at corner. This team's finding a way to get it done, and I'm encouraged. Okay, go out and beat Maryland here. Get to 9-2, and then let's have that annual game with everything. They could do the greatest thing ever by winning 5 in a row now.
Yeah, we got to come out of this game with our running back Marshall healthy. We got tight ends healthy. We got offensive line appears to be healthy. We need 2 good running backs to go into that Ohio State game that are healthy. So that's something I'm looking at. You know, you're right about maybe a third. Maybe we don't have a third receiver. Maybe we're going to have to go with 2 tight ends. And
I think so.
And those formations are better. But it was good to see Rolder. And I talked about the linebackers and having depth there. We got depth at the edge position. We got guys healthy there. And I'm totally confident what Ohio State do. That game is a winnable game. And let's just get our mind right. And that's I'm like you. I'm fired up. We'll evaluate at the end of the year where the hell we stand with my thoughts on all these coaches. But
perfect. Great.
I'm staying confident. It's all gold blue. That's my final comment. Anything from Dew.
Winning is a skill.
Grandpa Dew.
Papa Dew. Winning is a skill. They won. Okay? Not a matter of how you did it. It's that you got that W, and we'll take it.
That's it, baby. Just win, baby.
Just win.
The legendary L. Davis. All right, man. Later on, dude.